I love the drama of Palm Sunday. The day begins in joy and ends in sorrow. Jesus enters Jerusalem as a hero and leaves as a prisoner carrying a cross to be executed on. And this is a day that is essential to Christian theology. But we need to recognize that Matthew and the other evangelists were storytellers and more interested in the theology they were trying to convey than the factual reality. Pontius Pilate was not a closet Christian, and neither was his wife. He also was not a reluctant executioner. Historically, Pontius Pilate was known for quashing rebellion. The Roman records show that from his perspective, the execution of Jesus was so routine that there really is not a record of it occurring. Pilate and the Roman Empire saw Jesus as just another Galilean rebel who would incite the Passover crowds to revolt. Matthew was Jewish, as were the other evangelists, but they were also hurting from being cast out of the synagogues. As Christians, we need to understand that the message of Palm Sunday is not that the Jews killed Jesus or even that the Romans killed Jesus. Rather, we need to look at this from the perspective of Matthew, being Jewish and being hurt. Jesus was killed because his followers were looking for someone to lead them in a violent uprising and bring them wealth and power in this life. We see that in John and James and their arguing about who will be the winner. Jesus was not the king who would cause all the nations of the world to bow down to Jerusalem. Jesus in his lifetime was not going to collapse the Roman Empire through violence, something that came as a shock to many of his followers. Today, we see the image of the cross and claims of Christianity being linked to promises of wealth and used to justify violence and the abuse of others, including, at times, Jews. This is anathema to the teaching of Jesus. And when we create this militant Jesus, we become the crowd cheering Jesus as he enters Jerusalem and then calling for his death when he does not lead a rebellion. To follow Jesus in truth means always being the voice for the voiceless and being willing to follow him, not just in Matthew 21 as he enters Jerusalem, but in Matthew 26 to 27 when he leaves and heads to Golgotha as well. Amen.